Miracles on Demand. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today I wanted to get a little, I don't know how deep I'll get, but I wanted to talk about something that's a little bit out there, okay? So let's talk a little bit about miracles in your life, all right? And we'll talk about that in a second. First, I want to remind you about a little miracle that you can do on your own. It's called the internet. You type in brianjpombo.com. You can check out my website, check out all the videos and audios going all the way back. We're getting close to 400 episodes now in the can. Go check that out. You can listen to us on podcasts and so on and so forth. But really check out the Amazon Proof Strategy session. If you're a business owner or an executive who's looking to take your business on to the next level and is really feeling the pinch from the competition, if you want to know how you can get rid of that competition in a reasonable amount of time, you're going to want to check out the Amazon Proof Strategy session. It might just be just what the doctor ordered. Go check out brianjpombo.com/Amazon. That link is in the description. So let's talk about miracles. All right. There are these situations of desperateness that you reach in your life, right? Where you're just not sure where things are going to go. You can't imagine things looking more dire or feeling more hopeless to a certain extent, and then just something comes out of nowhere and plops right in your lap. And I hope, if you haven't experienced this in your life, I think if you look a little closer, you probably have. You've probably come across this enough times in your life. And hopefully you've seen it enough to know that I don't think there's accidents. I don't think there's accidents in life. I think that there's a reason why these things happen. And I think if you set things up right, they can happen all the time. And they can happen really when you need it most. When things look the worst, when they look the absolute darkest, that's when something can completely flip on you. And I've found, and I don't know if it's because I expect it to happen or if it happens and I allow it to happen because I don't doubt that it's going to happen. But I've found that no matter which direction I go in, if I'm easygoing about it and I don't try and push anything too hard one direction or another, that if I just let it happen, everything ends up working out for the best. And especially when it comes to those periods of time where I'm like, I have no idea what's going on or where I'm headed next. Let me think of some. I'm trying to think of some good situations right off the top. In one situation, I moved when I first moved out of the house, moved out of my parents' house, and had these great big visions of what I was going to be doing. And I've talked about it before. I was looking at becoming. It sounds silly nowadays as an adult, but I was looking at being in a comedy troupe, and we were going to be building things up to where we could eventually have our own show, or at least be able to work on our craft enough to get and be able to do something else big, maybe break into the business on Saturday Night Live or something like that. But that was kind of our model and the direction we were looking at going. And I had a handful of people, and we all decided we were going to move to we were all going to move to Chico because one of the guys was going to school in Chico. We were all going to move there. We were going to work on practicing our craft. Those who wanted to could go to school part-time, and the rest of us would be able to build and get jobs just to be able to pay our way and do what we had to do. So there was this great big plan to do it. I ended up moving to Chico, and everything fell apart. Like the day I moved there, it turns out that the main guy that everyone was moving up there for had gotten in trouble and had to move back home, which his home was quite a distance away. So I had my entire life with me in my car in Chico, California, and was moving in with two strangers. Actually, one of the guys I had met before, Chris. Hi, Chris. I don't know if you're still out there. I know you're out there. I see you on Facebook, but I don't know if you ever watch. But hey, so I move in with Chris and another guy, and I barely knew these people, and I knew nobody else in town. I mean, nobody. But I had already gotten my job transferred. I was working at Barnes and Noble, and I was remember just being there for a few weeks on end and going, what's next? Because nothing else has worked out. Everything fizzled. Nobody else moved up there. I was the only one there. I knew nobody there. It wasn't my idea to even be in Chico. I was just going along with the program of what we said we were going to do, and it just didn't, it all fell apart. And then I met somebody that completely changed my life. Not that particular person, but he plugged me into some friends that completely changed my life. And it was, but it was one of those things. I knew it had to happen. I knew there had to be a reason why I was there, and it showed itself. It just happened. Another situation, I had lost a job. I got fired. I got fired from my job, and I just had a feeling that I needed to go to a certain place, and I knew that a job would find me there. That I knew a handful of people there. And I knew if I just went for a weekend, I could probably get an idea of whether I could move there or not. And sure enough, within one weekend, the weekend immediately following me getting fired, I went up to here where I'm at currently in Grants Pass, Oregon, and I ended up getting a job. And that led from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and eventually ended up in my own business and where I am right here, where I am with you today. So miracles, they just happen if you let them, if you don't freak out and try and control every situation, if you just let it happen. I'm in a middle point right now with my life where everything starts appearing as though it's going the wrong direction. You know, so many things start moving around. It's like, why this? Why that? Why is this happening? Why am I there? Why am I dealing with this? But I know that no matter what happens, the miracle's right around the corner waiting for me, you know? And it's the same thing for you. If you sit back long enough, you'll see that it's happened all throughout your life. And if you hear what I'm saying and you'll recognize it, you'll see that it's right around the corner for you too. So, main thing is to keep things nice and steady, nice and easy going. Realize that there's something up ahead for all of us. You just got to chill out and wait for it to happen. I mean, don't stop. Keep moving. Keep searching. Keep building. It's not that you just quit living and just allow things to come your way. It's not the law of attraction in that sense. It's more of, I'm going to do what I got to do, and whatever needs to happen is going to happen. And sometimes you just don't know what that's going to be until it's right there. And sometimes after it's been there for a while, you realize what it was. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Just kind of a wild, far out concept, but I hope you relate. We'll be back here tomorrow night with something else for you. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.